The truth about time. It does not exist except as you say it does. Time is a funny thing, a very funny thing. The biggest trick time ever played on us was to make us think it was real, and that we were under its full control. Yet time is a complete illusion, a strong and persistent illusion. What wonderful news that is. Time is an illusion created by you. Once you understand how this illusion is created by you, you then begin to recreate it as you wish, consciously and deliberately instead of unconsciously and accidentally as you may have been doing. What is time? What do I have to do with time? How should I think and be about time so that I may experience wealth and other things in larger quantities faster? This chapter will begin to answer these questions. In other chapters in this book, these concepts will become more real to you. The only time that truly exists is now. The distinction between past, present, and future is only an illusion, however persistent. Albert Einstein. Whether time is long or short, and whether space is broad or narrow, depend upon the mind. Those whose minds are at leisure can feel one day as a millennium, and those whose thoughts are expansive can perceive a small house to be as spacious as the universe. Hung Shu Sheng. Time flows in all directions, not forwards only as it appears to. The past, present, and future exist simultaneously. Here is an easy explanation of what time is. This is an extremely simplified explanation, but it will do for now. Imagine a football or soccer field with 10 objects spread around it. Now imagine that a certain object A represents a child being born, and a certain object B represents being a 10-year-old child. If object A was to travel to object B, this travel would take what you now call 10 years of time. That is 10 human years of a child growing up. Now it gets a little complex. What if the football field was to shrink? Object A would reach B and pass through all the experiences of 10 years of childhood, but the sensation of time would change. In other words, 10 years would feel very different. If that field shrunk enough, 10 years could feel like an instant. And you have experienced this often. When you're having a great time, you feel as if time flew by. You did not notice the hours pass, yet your watch said they passed because your watch is designed to take the same amount of time to move from 1 second marker on the clock face to the next. But you are not designed that way. Time is moving of your consciousness past pre-existing events in the space-time continuum. You will soon see what this is. The field of life that we live in is not static. It keeps changing its dimensions. That is why we have to keep readjusting our watches worldwide all the time for this crazy thing called time to make sense to us, but only because we think of time as consistent slices or periods. It is not. It is merely our misinterpretation of our consciousness moving by one pre-existing event in the field of life to the next event, as you shall soon see. The field of life is not static, nor does our consciousness move at a fixed speed. The field may not change that fast for us, and our consciousness may not change its rate that fast unless we will it to do so. And that is why we do not usually notice these differences that much and see that time is not constant. But if you were to travel very fast in a spaceship, as you may well have heard from Einstein's theory of relativity, you can slow down time or even go back in time. Time is more of a sensation of passing events, and the faster or slower you pass these events, the faster or slower the calibration of time changes. It is not the taking of time that changes, it is the calibration of time. 1 minute no longer takes 1 minute. Okay, back to the soccer field. Imagine you were one of the objects. You would feel time as you move around the field, passing other objects that you see, isn't it? Yes. Now, imagine that you were born moving faster, say 3 times the speed. Time would seem shorter. Now imagine that you were the soccer field itself, or even an object large enough to cover the whole field. Now we are talking. Time would cease to exist for you, because you are the field and you can feel, touch, and be with all the objects on you at the same time always. There would be no travel from one object to another. It would all be happening here, now, all of it. All the 10 objects would be happening at the same time for you, always. This is the eternal moment of now, here, Everything that can possibly happen in the universe, everything that can possibly be created, the past, present, and future, are all running at the same time in one huge field. Your consciousness and awareness are awake to only a small section of this field at any one time, and as you move them about from one point to another, you experience time, experiencing a sensation of past, present, and future. The field itself does not experience time. It only experiences an eternal process that is always happening all at one go. Now, here, always, always. You can think of the whole field as the source. As you expand your consciousness and awareness, as you take up more and more of the field, and time shrinks for you. Can you see that? Now the amazing thing is that the mind and the self, or soul and spirit, whichever you're used to referring to, is a lot larger than your physical body. We are used to thinking of the soul or self as a little thing contained inside our body. That is just human thinking, relating things to containers. Have you ever considered that the soul, being far more powerful than the body, actually holds the body together and surrounds it? And the mind holds the brain and nervous system together and surrounds it? If you have considered that the soul and the mind are larger than the body and brain, have you ever considered where they end? How many feet away from your body? Or how many miles away? Or how many light years away from your body does your soul end? It is not impossible that your soul and mind are 1,000,000,000 times larger than your body. Why not? They are infinite and eternal. Yet this humongous, powerful self is you. Anyway, let us get back to wealth. Understanding time clearly, how it works and how to take control of it, and understanding yourself and your self's composition and relation with everything else, physical and non-physical, is of high importance if you wish to experience massive wealth fast. It is all a matter of expanded consciousness, right state, and right thought and choice. These lead to your consciousness becoming awake to the wealthy parts of the whole and doing so in wider circles. Now is the only moment that exists. An eternal moment of now is all there is. You can remember the past and dream the future, but you can only be, exist, here, now. Make an irrevocable commitment to yourself to make now the best moment of your life ever. Do not dwell in the past or live in the future. Your only moment is now. Dwell in now. As you will soon see, your outer world mirrors your inner world. You will see in this book how this is so. Do you feel as if you do not have enough time to do what you wish to do? People short of time on the outside are short of it on the inside. They act, think, and speak believing they are short of time. Stop thinking and saying you do not have enough time. Do not believe that for a second. The universe has no shortages of anything, including time, and neither do you, except for the ones that you build for yourself. Believing in any sort of shortage makes your consciousness smaller and slower so that you may experience what you believe in. The present moment is the greatest gift you can have. It is perfectly created for you according to your stated designs. You state these designs by the thoughts, states of being, words, and actions that you held most true to yourself earlier. The present is something that you send yourself, a perfectly present moment. It allows you to experience, taste, review, and change your past thoughts, states of being, words, and actions. Be grateful for the present, for you know you can change it, for it allows you to experience yourself, for its entire existence is to serve you. Cursing, condemning, and judging the present moment will only keep it as it is longer. What you resist, judge, and condemn persists. What you embrace and bring to the light for non-judgmental, honest, and clear examination reveals the lessons you are looking for, the key to the next level that you seek. Time is only an illusion produced by the succession of our states of consciousness as we travel through eternal duration, and it does not exist where no consciousness exists in which the illusion can be produced, but lies asleep. H.P. Blavatsky. The future influences the present just as much as the past. Nietzsche.